Good morning. Well, afternoonish. Hello.
I know we're late. Good morning. Hello. Afternoonish, maybe. It's 11:17. It's still morning.
Eastern time.
Eastern time.
So, welcome to Needles at the Ready. I'm Kevin.
I'm Ray.
Today is Sunday, April 28th, 2024, and this is episode 110
Woohoo!
of our YouTube channel where we talk about knitting and crocheting and buying a lot of stuff.
We have a haul to show for you today. We went to Connecticut Sheep and Wool and then participated in local yarn shop day, which was really, really awesome. We broke the bank several times.
Yeah.
We
went... It wasn't really local for us. That was a drive.
True.
But
True. But it's local. They're local in our hearts. Maybe we'll get a summer home there. That would be nice. We're talking about Rhode Island. We went to Skein yarn shop yesterday.
We did.
We will certainly get into all of those shenanigans and everything that we brought home with us from our adventures. We have... Wait, you didn't even talk about, here we talk about knitting, crochet.
I said that.
All that stuff? Oh.
Yeah, I shortened it. I didn't go with, the yarn dyeing, whatever else I typically say. I think I stopped at yarn buying.
Okay. So this is going to be the abridged version of our normal podcasts. But it'll probably be a long one, so settle yourselves in.
I know. Are you, ready to, settle in for a long time, Ray?
Probably
I'm talking
not.
to you, not to the fourth wall.
Yeah, well...
or is it fourth? Yeah, fourth wall? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it.
Something like that. I don't know. It's a film term that people threw out at us yesterday. Yesterday?
I don't know.
Since last time.
I don't know.
That we podcast because I asked Kevin a question and he didn't respond. But everybody else did, so thank you very much for paying attention. I did hear all of you screaming at me that you did see the fuzz. If you don't know what we're talking about, just watch the last episode. Let's see. I have 2 finished objects. One of them is not even closely related to fiber.
I have 2 finished objects, and I have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 whips.
I have 5 whips, but I think I'm only going to show 4 because I don't think I worked on the 5th one.
Okay.
I was saying to Kevin this morning, this is the most projects that I've had on my needles, I think, almost ever. But I'm feeling really, I want to cast everything on.
Me too, man.
So bad.
But with that being said, I've actually really enjoyed, not that I never not enjoy my making.
Right.
I've really enjoyed my making over the last 2 weeks. I really...
Same.
Enjoyed the projects that I worked on. I'm excited about other things, and I was kind of excited to just do a couple different things, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling the exact same.
And quick. I was excited to do quick stuff. I'm in the mood for quick right now.
I don't have really anything quick on the needles. Maybe that's why I'm starting to feel a little bit overwhelmed. But I want to cast so much stuff on. And I want to cast on larger projects.
I get antsy when I don't have something smaller on the needle. Something to just...
Yeah.
That I can complete in a short period of time. Granted, if I focused on one large project, it'd be done
sure, absolutely.
In a short period of time. But.
I'm kind of the same. I did cast on a pair of socks just because I needed socks on the needle. I mean, that's a small project. Small as in, portable.
Correct.
Sometimes they take me a little bit of time because I like to do that, not as a focus. But anyway.
Yeah, I think we have a great variety of stuff today. We'll have
variety.
We'll have some yarn dyeing to show.
Yeah.
And so let's jump in and do the admin-y stuff.
Okay, great.
Quickly. So we wrapped up our kit along, and we were slackers and forgot to pick winners last episode. So those were picked this morning, and we have 4 prizes.
Shocker, I know, because we're always so organized.
Yeah, 4 prizes. We have 3 woobles and 1 Going Gnome kit.
Yeah.
So here's the Going Gnome kit. This is the classic gnome. It is beginner friendly, so you can make a 5-inch tall gnome. So it's going to come with everything that you need except the felting mat. So if you don't have a felting mat...
You could use a sponge, which is really, really handy. A lot of people use those. They sell felted or felting brushes almost. So you can use that. They have the brush. It's basically a brush.
Oh, really?
Yep. And they sell those. I think Clover has one. They sell those at Joann's or Michael's. Relatively inexpensive. But you can use really whatever you want. The idea is just to not you want to have a surface when you're needle felting that you don't either go through to a harder surface to break the needle or go through the project and break your skin. But super fun. So we did pull 4. We pulled, this was on Ravelry. We had a chatter thread and an FO thread. And I pulled from 2 from each today. Just a few
Oh, you're
minutes
smart.
ago.
You saved it there?
I saved it into my favorites.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Did it work the way you wanted it to?
Yeah, I think just the name of it's down here. So, winner number 1 is Walsh Central.
Wait, I know that name.
Ravelry. Very beautiful pug on the front here. Very active on Ravelry. Look how cute that pug is.
Adorbs.
Aww.
We had a pug. My mom named her Princess. And
Yeah.
what was the other one? Puggy? I think
know.
literally, I don't remember.
But this is Marianne. Hello, Marianne. You're in Massachusetts. Congratulations. You are winner number 1. So please reach out to us via email. Our email address is linked down below. And we will go ahead and get you out a prize. We'll just choose randomly the prizes. We have, like Kevin said, we have 3 Wooble kits. We have a really fun dinosaur, Fred the Dinosaur. Oops, sorry. These were donated by our friends over at Yarnia. We have Pierre the Penguin. And we also have this really fun unicorn, Billy the Unicorn. I love the packaging.
Yeah.
So congratulations. You are winner number 1. Winner number 2. I could probably just have used my back button, but we're just going to do it like this. This is also from the chatter thread. You are Krabby Sister 4, so congratulations, Krabby Sister 4. You don't have any more information about you, but that's okay. We don't need that. We just need you to reach out to us via email, again, with your mailing address and your real name so that we can go ahead and send you out one of these kits. And then the next one, this one's adorable.
Cute.
Yes, this is from Mima GMA, so Mima Grandma maybe. If that is you, congratulations, you're our first FO winner. This was a kit that they had gotten before Christmas. It came with enough to make 2 snowmen. They made 1, asked if it was acceptable just to use 1. Absolutely, you did it. Look how cute.
Yeah, that's a cute.
So beautiful snowman. And then number 4, last but certainly not least, is Mr. Exclidden. Not sure. If this is you, Chris, please reach out to us, again, via email. You did and you're in Pennsylvania. You did an emotional support chicken.
Yes, love it.
Which is great. So there's Chris's project.
Woohoo.
Yeah, congratulations. We were talking about this yesterday. Love seeing all of the emotional support chickens out there. Like, it really exploded. There's a bunch of different patterns now out there that also kind of, that are chicken related. So you can definitely pick your poison. There's a crochet version now.
Yeah, the Knitting Tree
out.
LA is where we bought the kits from initially, because our friends Chevis from Chevy Rel Stuff and Carrie from the Creative Obsession bought. Carrie didn't make it. She had bought the kit and showed it. Chevis had made it, so they enabled us to buy it from Knitting Tree LA.
We're very susceptible to enabling.
And we loved it. And the Knitting Tree LA also has a crocheted version of it that you can purchase the pattern for.
So congratulations.
Fun.
Yeah. We also have our Clockwork Cal going on right now. That is to knit the Clockwork Shawl by Stephen West. It's been really exciting, too, because I wore my Clockwork yesterday, the one that I recently finished in Kevin's Yarn, to Connecticut Sheep and Wool, and saw 1, 2, 3 people.
Did I take a picture?
There is a picture of me and somebody else sporting our Clockworks. Yeah,
You
do.
Yeah.
Look how fun.
2 Clockworks at Connecticut Sheep and Wool.
Oh, can you send me that picture? That's really cute. Yeah. And then our friend Jen was working on it, Clockwork, when we were at Skein her colors are great. It's so nice to see the different colors, and those are the fun thing. That's the fun thing about Stephen West patterns, is that some people can get a little bit intimidated by his color choices, and the boldness and contrast and stuff. But you really can do like a lower contrast version, or use speckled, whatever you want.
Yeah,
so,
it's a fun pattern. So there's also a brioche version, so feel free to do either. I don't know that I've seen a brioche version yet, but it would be cool to see.
Yeah.
I have to look through the thread. I haven't checked the thread in a couple of days, but so we have that, and that goes on until June, I think 20th.
Yes.
It's like all spring pretty much.
Yeah. We have again, chatter and FO thread on our Ravelry group, which that's linked down below. And we also have a hashtag NATR Clockwork on Instagram that we've been following. So it's been really, really great seeing everybody's projects.
Yeah.
You said when that goes until?
Yeah.
Good.
So that's the admin-y stuff, I believe. And then...
Ooh, I feel like we're speeding on.
We're not. It's 11 minutes in.
Oh.
And then last, before we get into the nitty stuff, is what we've kind of been up to for the last 2 weeks. So yesterday, again, we did Connecticut Sheep and Wool. We were there for about 2.5 hours. The event has about 75-ish vendors. It was their 115th year. We got to see a bunch of friends.
Yeah.
I'm trying to...
Met some new people.
Yeah, met some new people.
We saw some really cool, like, new things to us that really caught our eyes. So we'll talk more about that as we start showing.
It's really one really cool thing.
It is.
Right? So, but we got to chat with some of the vendors that we've, seen at other events, Shirtaloon and Plies and Hellhound.
Wait till you see. We have something special with Plies and Hellhounds.
Yeah, we got something yesterday, so that will open up here. We also got to see some friends. Our knitting group, our library knitting group, first and foremost. We saw them literally right when we walked in. They were taking a group picture, and then we got another one. And then we got to see Nadine and Adrian and Tammy and Lorian and Deb. I don't know who else.
So many
those
people.
are just some,
nice
some names off the top of my head. So it was really, really lovely day. It's always great to go to an event and get to connect with your people again and again and again every time you go to one. So really, really nice. And then again,
Mary, we saw Mary.
Oh, Mary, yes, saw Mary.
So, yeah, like Kevin said, it's so nice to connect. And the Connecticut Sheep and Wool, 75 vendors is, a significant number. They had it spread out really nice. We had a lot of room. 4 or 5 barns?
4 to 5 barns, I forget the number.
Because, sometimes at these events, they could be so crowded, you don't really have time. And what the most important thing for us is to, like, connect with people, right? And to be able to, like Kevin said, chat with the vendors and these makers and stuff. So it was nice because it gave us that opportunity to do that. The only downfall about Connecticut Sheep and Wool is that it's only one day.
Yes.
And they have it the same day as local yarn store day. So, you kind of have to... We kind of had to balance, what we wanted to do. Because, of course, we love supporting our local yarn shops. And we're very lucky to have several within an hour and a half driving distance.
Correct.
I'm expanding our local yarn shop circle to an hour and a half away from us.
So we did that, and then I think the really only other thing of like note that we did is we had a really great day last Thursday.
It was a great day.
So back on Easter, we hosted Easter here at our house, and our nephew Dominic was here, and he stayed a little bit later than everybody else with his mom and dad, and was watching Star Wars, and he was really fascinated by Skylar, and we are both huge Star Wars people, so he asked if he could spend a day with us and Skylar and watch Star Wars and hang out. So
which melted my heart immediately. Yeah. Like, he asked to spend time with his uncles, which is really cute. He's 6.
Yeah, so we had him over for Thursday. We had a whole day of it. We had him over, I think it was like 10 to 4. Watched Star Wars, played some Star Wars video games, made some popcorn, had pizza, hung out.
All the junk that we're allowed to give that is
parents. Skylar hung out and flew around with him and flew on him, and so he was really excited. It was a fun day, and then he asked us to make some stuff, so we'll show that later, what we're going to be making. Luckily, I was able to buy the yarn for it yesterday, so that was great. So that's, I think, really been our 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For the most part, right?
Yeah. It was nice. We'll talk more, like I said, about Connecticut Sheep and Wool and Skein as we, show some of our...
Yeah. So let's get into some making. Okay. Again, I have 2 FOs.
Yep, I have 2 as well.
All right. Would you like to go first?
Sure, I can go first. I can show you... This one's going to be brief. This is not wool-related at all, but this is... I've been very much enjoying the whole Lego pitfall, I guess. Kevin got me 2 kits for Christmas.
I probably got one for your birthday.
Or maybe birthday.
And one for Christmas.
Okay. So, viewer sent us, if you all remember, a really cute one for Valentine's Day with 2 parrots, like 2 parrots in love. So I put that together. I found it so much fun. And then I picked this one up to start it. And I have a second one, the next one next to me, that I will be doing as well. It's just so fun. I set it up on like a little table, go through. It gives you some like directions and stuff. Go through, put together some of the pieces, put it down, put together some of the pieces, like a big puzzle. So this is Star Wars related. This is the Luke Skywalker's Red 5 helmet, which is so cool.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Great. Yeah. So, I loved the inside of this pole. Like everything has to get put together, obviously, but there's some additional structure, like poles that are in there that you build into the Legos to give it some structure, so it doesn't like wobble or break. But yeah, put some stickers on it. Really cool, and I like that like some of this stuff moves. So like you can adjust, like you can. Oh no!
Some stuff also falls.
Some
apart.
stuff also falls apart. Yeah. Thanks. So, just don't do that. Be right with you. Is this the right side? Yeah.
Is that the right way, though?
Yeah.
I feel like you need to go over.
You do? Like here. Okay, well, so just believe me when I say that I had a really great time with this. It was an absolute, it was a blast, a lot of fun.
They have a ton now, especially for adults. There's
yes.
Some of them, I mean, there are some that have like 10,000 pieces and are quite expensive, but...
That one had 600, I think, 650 pieces.
A good place to get them, at least that I've seen, is Target when they go on sale.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That's where I believe I purchased both of yours, is getting them.
I did go to Target. I did go to Target before our nephew came over to get him. I wanted, because they had like little Lego Star Wars guys that you could put together. So I got him 2 little Lego kits.
Nice.
That I thought would be cute. So this is the next one that I'm going to do. And this is Harry Potter 3D images. It's I'm a Hufflepuff, if you all didn't know. And so I'm going to put this one together next, which I think is kind of fun. So thanks, Kev.
You're
welcome. Me down that little rabbit hole.
All right.
Super fun. So that's my FO number 1.
My first FO was quick, too. I decided, since, number 1, we were giving these away, Ray has done several, and I wanted to just, dabble in a little crochet. I did
I'm very proud of you.
JoJo.
Look how cute.
The bunny woobles. Right? Woobles.
Woobles.
Yes. So this came... And what I wanted to do, too, was follow the video instructions.
I'm glad that you did that, because I usually follow the written instructions.
So I found the video instructions incredibly helpful. It comes with everything that you need, right? So I'm going to say yarn. It's more like a rope, almost, the way that it's constructed, because it's not applied fabric. It's almost like one of those blown-in yarns, but without anything blown into it. So just like a solid...
Like nylon...
Yeah, like a nylon
cotton
cord thing. It came with the eyes, the crochet hook, which I will say the only thing about this is I thought that this section was quite small.
Yeah. I
don't know that you really don't need a large one, because you're only having 2 loops on your crochet hook at a time. But I did think that was a little small. But the videos were super helpful. Each video is broken down. I would say or tutorial section is broken down into multiple short video clips. So you never have one, I don't think that's more than a minute to watch. And it's easy to go back and rewatch something. And I would pause it to follow the instructions that were on screen. I did not follow the printed pattern. I went strictly off the video. It came with the stuffing, the darning needle, and it was really great because I had never attached pieces to a crocheted project before. Because I really want to say the only thing I crocheted are those pot holders.
You did the pumpkins, remember?
No, those...
Were those knitted?
Were they knit? No, they were crocheted.
I think they were crocheted. This was years and years ago.
I don't think I had to attach anything to it.
Maybe the stem.
The stem was I picked up and then knit the stem.
Crocheted.
So I had never knit pieces that had to be attached. So I thought that was... I had never crocheted pieces that needed to be attached. So I thought that was very helpful to watch that video and show how to do it.
It was very cute watching you learn. So do you think now that, not that you're a beginner, but you haven't crocheted in a while, do you feel that this kit is appropriate for somebody who's never picked up a crochet hook before?
Absolutely. I think it would be perfect for somebody who's never crocheted. The videos were great. And what's really nice too is, so with this one, you learn how to single crochet.
Yep.
You learn how to increase. You learn how to decrease. You also learn how to make not a magic circle.
Yeah, magic circle, magic ring.
Magic ring?
I call it either one. I think they're interchangeable.
Not the one where you pull it, where you make the loop. That's magic loop?
Magic circle. Or magic ring.
I don't know what it was.
So where you have the loop and you crochet into the loop and then you pull the tail and it seals it up.
No, it doesn't do that.
Oh.
So it has you do a chain of 2.
Yep.
And then crochet into the first stitch.
Yep.
And then close that up. I've done the one around the yarn to do that, but that was the first time I had done that one. And it walked you through eye placement, embroidering the nose, embroidering the ears. So I thought it was really good. I do think for a first time crocheting, this would be really great.
I see.
They do have, then they have steps up, a step up. I think 2 additional. So beginner, intermediate, beginner, and then maybe one more tier in there. So
you can kind of see what Kevin was talking about with the yarn. If I hold it
I don't have any with
close.
me.
No, I think that you can see.
Yeah, it's more of a rope.
Yeah,
instead of
but
applied
it's super
yarn.
soft.
It is.
It's almost like shoelaces. In a way, maybe. Rounded shoelace, but much softer. It's very easy to work with.
And what's easy about it is one of the struggles I think sometimes when you are crocheting and using a crochet hook is splitting the yarn when you're going under your V's and trying to grab it. This really prevents that from happening, the type of material they give you. So it takes out that initial possible frustration that you can get when you do start crocheting, where you don't that's one less thing to have to worry about is splitting the yarn. So that's a great option. I think so.
And I don't know if you said this, but the kits also come with a piece that's already started for you.
Yes.
So to make it easier to just jump right in with your body and start crocheting that way. And then later on in the pattern, it'll teach you how to create your own.
Yeah, and the reason I really wanted to do this too is I bought the yarn for the Toft kit for the Highland Coo or Highland Cow. And I just wanted to get my feet wet again before jumping into that. So I thought that this was a good just refresher.
I think so. I think it's adorable. They're so adorable. And you got it done so quick too.
I think there's enough yarn to do another.
Oh.
So I might try that because I have quite a bit of the white left and the pink. And then, there's black where I could just sew on eyes for...
So when I did it for the babies. Yeah. I did without the safety eyes.
Yeah, so I may try doing another one out of the yarn and see how far I get.
Great.
So that is Jojo the Bunny.
Very cute. Jojo's adorbs. Great job.
All right, you're up.
Okay, my next FO is a pair of socks. As you we'll see later on as well. And if you've been following us, you know that we love Woolens and Nosh. Michelle is one of our favorite people of all time. We love her yarn. The yarn base that she uses is my absolute favorite sock yarn. And we're part of her monthly club, mystery club. So every month we get a new skein of yarn along with a coordinating mini. And the yarn is themed based on the time of year or that month. So anyway, this is the yarn club for March 2022. I couldn't wait to get this on the needles. So if you remember last time, I cranked out a sock tube, and I ended up just cutting that in, and I did heels, toes, and cuffs. I made 2 pairs of matching socks. So this is on the Superwash Targhee fingering base. It's her Yarn Club March 2024. The colorway is Spring Forward, 90% Superwash Targhee, 10% nylon. It is a 3-ply yarn, 411 yards for 100 grams. And here's what I have. Whoa!
So good.
Aren't they so good?
So spring and Eastery.
Totally. So this, I did. So this was the tube. This is what I have left over. So I still have a good amount left over.
Wait. Let's see how much you have left.
You have your
I have a scale.
scale. So you know what people ask about that scale?
So you have about 14 and a half grams. So the scale that we use, we both have one. Yeah, it's called Fusion. So it's just a little. I think it's considered a jewelry scale.
I had the gray one. I've been looking for mine.
It was in one of the bags that we went through.
Oh. We also organized this
last
weekend.
Let's not.
Not in here.
Here, Mini. Oh, dear. Mini, you have 7.48 grams left.
Okay. So I'm glad that I didn't do my heels in the mini. I would not have had enough. So this was a tube. If you imagine it was all connected together. So I looked at the stripes and cut the tube.
So it was like this.
Yep.
Right? So this is a tube cranked on a Erlbacher Gearhart.
Yes, so we have an Erlbacher Gearhart
Speedster,
64 cylinder. So there's 64 needles in the cylinder.
Right, and we've got asked this before. So the reason you crank a tube, generally speaking, is to make a sock. You crank it, and then you have the ability to cut this into 2 tubes and then create a sock.
You could also use the machine to knit in heels and toes and do a cuff as well.
You could do much more than socks,
100%.
But that's
the reason why we got it machine. As well. Yeah. So there's a lot of patterns out there if you're interested in looking at what a sock machine can actually knit. Highly recommend checking out some of those videos because there's some really fun like mittens that you can do and stuffies and all that fun stuff. So anyway, I know my measurements for my own sock, so I picked a spot in the tube where I can cut the yarn and have them match. I did the toe first, and then I cut in the heel, and I wanted to... I did the toe first, and then I measured everything out. Usually, for me, my toe and my heel add about 1.5 inches to 1 3/4 length to my foot. So what I usually do is when I'm knitting a sock or if I'm cutting in a tube, I measure about 1.5 inches to 1 3/4 inches less than what I would need for my foot. It's all personal preference. I wear a size US 11, 12, US 12 in men's. So my foot size length is 11 inches. I like about 1/2 inch to 1 inch of negative ease. So I like to have my foot measure about 10 inches to 10 1/4 inches, something like that, because that'll give me the ease that I want. And so if you do some more math and you remove the toe and the heel, I usually knit my foot about 7.5 inches, 7.25 inches, something like that. Depends on the gauge, and it's all, again, it's trial and error, and I've been knitting a lot of socks, so I know what works for me. But I think a good, rule of thumb, if you've never done anything like this before, is give yourself, you could pull out a pair of socks that you've knit that fit you really well. You can measure the heel and the toe, and kind of subtract that if you're looking for your, what to knit for your foot before you start any of those other things, especially for a cut and heel. So anyway, that's my math that I use to get this to fit me exactly how I like it. Usually when I hand knit socks, I do 72 stitches, because our gear heart we have a 64 cylinder, which means there are 64 needles in there, so there's 64 stitches around. This is on the gauge here is about 8 stitches per inch, which is usually around what I get with hand knitting as well. So all my measurements are usually the same. It fits me very, very well. And then I ended up picking up for the cuff, doing that in the coordinating color as well. I'm not sure how many rows that I did. I think maybe around 20 or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 rows, and then I just bound off through the back loop, which creates a nice seam there, or edging. And it's definitely loose enough for me to pull over my foot, which is great. By itself, though, and like it does give a little bit of whatever, but it's on your foot, like you can't tell in the slightest, and it fits me. It fits me perfectly. So very nice. Yeah, so really nice. And these, this is kind of the idea of using our sock machine as well as like gift knitting. This is, we've been cranking some tubes. And as long as you know somebody's foot size, because of the ease and the stretch in the fabric, you can certainly get a sock that would fit a generic foot if you know their shoe size. Mostly.
Yeah, and a good place to go is Zappos. I always go to their website. They have a guide that shows, like, if you're a men's size 8, what the length of the foot typically is, and then you could gauge, measure that way, take off 1.5 inches for your heel and your toe, and kind of, measure that way. So that's a good resource to use.
It is. And if you have somebody with wider feet, that's where you start increasing the number of stitches around to fit that foot. So when you're looking at a sock pattern, for example, and you're not sure what size to make, they typically have like small, medium, large, and it'll tell you if it's a foot size of X, Y, and Z. We're really looking at like the circumference of the foot, and that's where you know which size to knit, because that's based on the numbers of stitches that you do in the round, so it'll fit around your foot. Length is so easy, right? You could just add more length or subtract more length, but it's the circumference of the foot and how much the fabric can stretch and how comfortable you are with that ease. That makes a big difference. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Nice
so that's that. Those are my socks. I love them so much, and we have a couple of other things to throw on Triscuit. Triscuit is the sock machine.
Yes. All right. So then my first FO is also a pair of socks, also Woolens and Nosh. This is from the February 2024 Yarn Club. This colorway is called Pangwings.
Very cute.
And I decided to do a pair...
One of my favorite colors.
Of Shorties.
I can't.
So, what I did here is I knit mine on a US 1, which is a 2.25 millimeter. I cast on 64 stitches doing a German twisted cast on. I watch, if you want to see how to do it. For me personally, the video that worked for me was Andrea Mowry's. I knit 10 rows of a 1x1 twisted rib. Then I went straight into knitting the foot. I cut in my heel after 3 rows of stockinette. So I did 3 rows stockinette, put my markers in, my stitch markers in on, to know where I wanted to cut in. Then I just kept knitting. I wear a 8.5 to a 9. So I did 6 1/4 inches from my marker, and then I started working my toe decreases. When I cut in my heel, I do 5 rows of straight knitting after cutting in the heel. Then I start my decreases, which are the same ones that you would do for the toe. And these fit beautifully.
They look incredible on your feet.
I use the mini only on my heel. Mm-hmm. So for the sock, this is what I have left. I have 55.5 grams. And this is what I have left for the mini. In the mini, I have just under 15 grams. So I could get another pair and do...
Oh, yeah.
I could probably do my cuff and toes and then do a bullseye heel. I think. Possibly.
No, it's great. So speaking of heels, so I forgot to mention this. With your cut-in heel,
yeah,
and with the same for me, I did additional 5 rows of straight knitting, just to fit my heel.
Yes.
Anything more than that, it kind of warps the sock a little bit, I've noticed. So 5 is my magic number. Do you use the same number?
Yeah, I did 5, and the reason I do that too is I have a very high arch, so it helps my sock fit better.
Because it keeps your heel in the right spot.
Yeah, and I get a lot, and even still, even with doing that on the top of my foot, I feel like my socks pull quite a bit. I probably should do 72 stitches, but then I would just have to do a little additional math because I would probably have to change my decreases for my toes because that now I decrease down. I do my toes on magic loop and my heel on magic loop. So for both, I decrease down until I have 16 stitches on each of my needles. And that's when I Kitchener. So that's 32 stitches total.
For your toe?
For my toe and my heel. I do the same thing. So I would have to either decrease a little more or a little more rapidly.
You could. Right? You could decrease
because
every round.
Because I would have an extra 8 stitches on my needles to do my... And I think I've done a 72 before. I don't recall, though.
So that's what I do. I know,
and Michael does that, too.
Yeah.
I should
how
measure
about the pair of socks that I made you? Those were 72 stitches.
I'll have to
the
see.
Christmas socks?
Yeah, I'll have to... You know what? I've never measured the circumference of my foot.
Yeah, you totally should
do that.
Yeah, but it's a good point with your higher arch because it brings up, it put that extra fabric, over the top. Good point. You just said something. Oh, good point. For the toe, for me, again, personal preference, I go down to 14 stitches on my toe, and then I do a Kitchener because that gives me that little bit of extra length and shaping. And then for the heel, I do go down to 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the same.
So yeah, I don't know what
they're really great. You wore, so he was wearing Shorty's, like store-bought Bombas. We love Bombas.
Yep.
And you put one of these socks on the other foot, and it was like exactly. You did a really good job.
I was very concerned, and I kind of, I think I used that a little bit to kind of determine. I looked at my ankle socks that I wear every day. I wear socks all summer, ankle socks, and
I don't.
I know I don't like my feet being cold, so even in the house, like I typically have ankle socks on. So I looked at a pair of socks that I wear store bought and really determined, like, okay, how high is this cuff? It was like, oh, it's really small. Like, this is a very small cuff. So when I knit mine, I put it up to my store bought socks and said, okay, well, this is how long I want my cuff to be.
I love the twisted rib.
I do.
And I like the stripes in here. I think this adds like a whole nother dimension. It looks really cool.
Yeah, twisted ribs, really great.
Yeah.
And again, so what I do, and we've mentioned this before, but
when I'm very elastic too. When
I'm using self-striping yarn in the cuff, when I get to the color change, what I do, since I do twisted rib on my knit stitches, I continue knitting through the back loop. And then on my purl stitches, for that initial round of the change, I just knit them. Mm-hmm. And you don't see any difference. Like, it doesn't look like I did anything. You can see a little bit on the inside where the slip stitches are. And it just prevents the... I wish
like
we
those
had
pearl
some,
bumps. Those the visible pearl bumps. They're not even really pearl bumps, but that join, that like hook join almost of the two colors.
Yeah. I will definitely be casting on more. I feel like I've knit shorties before, but I can't find them. I thought I did a Rose City Rollers.
I'm sure we did. We were obsessed with that pattern. I have a few of those.
So I don't know.
I don't wear them often.
But these I will definitely wear. I'm going to cast another pair I have already caked up, and I've been sitting on the percolated colorway.
Yeah.
So my thought is, right, I'm going to do a shorty pair of percolated, and then I might do a muscle burra with this and percolated and do helical knitting so that it's one round of each. And I think it could look nice together.
Oh, it'll look really great together.
So we will see. So those...
I think I did my percolated in a hat, didn't I?
I don't know. I thought you did socks. You did socks.
I did?
Yes, because they are... I feel like we washed and dried them one time and they got a little pilly.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken.
We usually wash our socks in our washing machine. And on cold. We usually only use cold water when we wash. And then we hang them to dry.
Yeah.
Like we've got a clothes rack that we hang them on.
So that, ladies and gents, are all of our FOs.
That's it. Those are the FOs.
All right, so
yeah.
whips. Oh, and I pulled this out. So we did a little reorganizing of some of our craft supplies.
Which started a whole nother project for me.
And I pulled this out. My beautiful sister's bag, which I love. Great bag. And this is what my socks were living in. All right, I think I have 1, 2, 3.
Give myself some room here.
I feel like I have 4 whips. I'm trying to think. I did. Yeah, I guess 4. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Are we
whips.
in a different angle or something like that? Usually this is more next to me.
So, since you're there.
Yeah?
Do you mind putting these back, please?
I don't mind at all.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
While we're getting situated, I want to show this. So we were going through our 2 scrap yarn bins and kind of reorganizing them.
Yeah.
And guys, look what I found. So you all know one of my favorite hats is the Lyle cap. One of my favorite versions of it was knit out of some yarn that I purchased from Into the World. And I could not remember what it was.
You've been on a hunt for this colorway for, gosh, it's got to be over a year. Over a year.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident we determined after seeing them at Rhinebeck, I believe, we determined what the colorway was. But either way, I found the leftover, and the colorway is agree to disagree. So this was the color. And I wonder if I have enough to do another one. Let's see. Just under 50 grams.
Okay.
Or I 47.5 grams, rather. So, found it. I love this color.
I'm so glad that you found it. I could not believe when we pulled it out.
And this is on their Dresden DK base, which is 100% superwash.
Yeah.
4-ply merino, and it's literally one of my favorite colors and my favorite hat. So, the mystery has been solved.
Yay!
And this is how we keep...
Do they still make that colorway?
Yes. This is how we keep our leftovers. We put them in Ziploc bags or whatever, plastic bags. Typically with the yarn tag, if we're being really good about it, and then this way we know what the base is. Because then that helps us kind of determine what type of project we can use it in again.
Yeah. So when we organized our leftovers, all of the yarn that had the tags, we put in one bin so that we knew what they were, and the other ones we put it in like an unidentified bin, so that we can just we'll know that, that we'll just have to do a little bit more investigating.
and try to figure out maybe what project they were in.
But we got some tools this weekend to help us determine...
Yeah, even what weight they are.
Yes.
So, all right. So that is FO section. Let's move on to whips. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. I am also showing 4 whips.
Okay.
So
why don't you go first?
Okay. So I will show this one. This is living in my... I've said this before. Unfortunately, they don't make this anymore, but this is Portland leather. It's one of my favorite bags. I made some progress on my Wild Horses sweater by Ann Hansen. For those that need a little bit of a reminder, here is the pattern by Knit Spot, Ann Hansen. That comes in, and most of her patterns, sweater patterns, do this. They come in a couple of different versions. You could do this one. Particularly comes in a cardigan version or a pullover or jumper version. And it is a fingering weight sweater. I am using Bare Naked Wools by Knit Spot and their Better Breakfast Fingering. It is a delicious base. It's 55% merino, 35% de-haired alpaca, and 10% nylon. The color is milk and honey. I've been working on the back panel, and I did make some progress on it. So, here we are. Yes, that one.
Okay.
So I was there last we spoke.
You made a ton of progress on it.
So I'm almost to the point now. So from this stitch marker here, I need to knit about, for my size, which I'm doing the 44-inch chest circumference. From here, I need to do about 8.5 inches, and I'm at about 7 and a little bit more. So I have a little bit more to go. And then you start shaping the neck and then binding that off. Okay, cool. So the back panel should be done relatively soon. The yarn has just been a pleasure to work with. It really feels luxurious. It's going to be so drapey and exactly what I'm looking for. I'm trying to think.
What's that situation?
Where did this come from? Oh, I just popped this. You know who? Lori popped this on my sweater, I think. From Skein. Oh. From local yarn shop day. They had some stitch markers made. And we'll show some more. You probably can't see. Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Skein. LYS day.
Cute.
Yeah. I was like, what is that? Why do I have so many stitch markers? But I've already done... the... What?
Nothing. I just realized something. Go ahead.
Did I say something wrong?
No. I did something stupid yesterday, but go ahead.
I'm sure you didn't.
No, I didn't. Not really, but...
Well, let's talk about it. You just put it out there.
I bought the yarn for the things that Dominic wants.
Yeah.
But one of them was supposed to be sport weight, and I bought worsted.
That's okay. You're fine. What is it, for a hat, or is it for a stuffy?
No, it's for one of the stuffies.
Perfect. Fine. It'll just be a little bit bigger.
Well, if it's the pocket one, then it's not going to fit in a pocket.
It'll fit in his pocket. So I did the sleeve shape, the sleeve decreases already. It's been super super fun. So yeah, that's that one. Wild Horses by Ann Hansen. Highly recommend any of her patterns, really. But this yarn is so delicious. Delicious. I said that 4 times today, I think, so far today.
Did you?
I don't know.
That's cool.
It smells a little sheepy. It's nice.
I smelled my sweater yesterday, which let's talk about since we're talking about sweaters. All right, so I wore my Cozy Classic Raglan that I made, the Jessie Made pattern, Jessie Made designs, out of my Mayak, which I love. Prior to going yesterday, it was wrinkled, so I steamed it. We have a steamer, little handheld steamer.
Yes.
And when I originally blocked it, I blocked out my arms to make sure that they were long enough. Well, I steamed it, and I think, my stitches went back.
Yeah.
And my sleeve length with the cuff came to, right here. So I'm going to take out the cuffs. I'm going to knit an additional probably 2 inches, and then I'll redo the cuff.
Okay. But you wear your sleeves pulled up.
Correct. But if I ever
Yeah, no, agreed.
choose to...
Do you, boo?
choose to wear my sleeves the way that they're meant. My sleeves are always like this. It doesn't matter. I don't like...
Okay,
I'm not a fan.
So give yourself some more work.
But...
You have the option.
I'll have the option, yes. Yeah. What if my wrists get cold?
Right.
So I need... So
we can do wrist warmers, like the 80s.
I do have wrist warmers, actually. I've made a pair.
Oh, yeah, you did.
From my... So books.
I might have to sneeze. Oh, here it comes. Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Would you mind doing me a favor and getting that bag over there? The Into the World bag on the desk right next to the those 2 rolls of stickers, sure. Please. So this will be pretty quick.
What's this?
What?
Oh, your button for the electric eel?
Yeah. So I've really tried to get to start spinning more. So I've just done a little bit of spinning. I have the EEW 6 from Dreaming Robots, and I'm using this fiber that I got from Into the World 2 years ago at Rhinebeck. This is 70% superwash blueface Leicester and 30% nylon. This is the colorway Celine. It is 4 ounces, and I've only done a little bit, but this is what I have on my bobbin. What I was doing is I just split the braid and just drafting, doing a short forward draft.
Oh, that sounds fancy. I don't even know what that means.
Me neither, really.
Okay, good.
I just do it. And yeah.
Is there sparkle in there?
No, it's the nylon.
Oh.
The nylon, when spinning, has just a little, like...
sheen?
Yeah, so... Here, let's see. So I didn't fully split the braid, but here's the colors, right?
Really pretty.
You can see, like, a little shine in there, and that's actually the nylon in... So this is how much I've spun of the one side.
Now, when you ply that and stuff, will that disappear more?
The shine?
The shine?
I have no idea.
Oh.
We're going to find out.
Great.
You and we'll go on that journey
forward
together.
Cool.
So, yeah, what I haven't been great at it, but what I'm trying to get in the habit of doing is just 15 minutes in the morning while Skylar is in his cage. Because I don't want him jumping on this while it's spinning. So when he's in the cage, and if you don't know, Skylar is our parakeet, budgie, and he flies around. So I can't do that when he's out of the cage. So I've been leaving this downstairs so that I can just grab it and go for 15 minutes. So that's my first whip.
It's great. Good job. Is that 1 of 4 or is that now a 5th one?
That's 1 of 4.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Sure. And I'm on my wild horses. I'm doing the recommended needle size, which is a US 3 for the ribbing and a US 5 for the body. Okay, moving right along. I had delusions of grandeur. I thought while I was walking around the fair yesterday that I would be knitting as I walk.
All the time.
So I needed a smaller project that I can do that with. I didn't have a pair of socks on the needles anymore, so I cast on a pair of socks. And super excited to actually finally be using this yarn. If you all remember a few months ago, Max and Vincent over at Les Garçons.
A few months ago?
Yeah. Wasn't it?
That we got this?
Yeah.
No. We got this last year. Remember, we saw it in Montreal in May last year.
No, you're right.
Yes.
Almost a year ago, we've gotten this, and I'm very excited to have put this together. So Max and Vincent over at Les Garçons, we love their... they have a lot of mystery kits and clubs and different things like that, and they did a mystery box called Mysterious Podcasters. We were very lucky enough to collaborate with them. I have probably... Let me just... Should I talk about it? Just give everybody a reminder? No, that's okay. I can't get to it right now. They dyed up colorways based off of Kevin and one off of me. They called them Mysterious Kevin and Mysterious Ray were the colorways. So I started my Mysterious Ray socks, and I'm really loving them so far. So this is on their BFL sock base, so it's BFL and nylon. I'm not 100% sure what the percentages are. I think it's like 85-15, somewhere around there. But yeah, I don't know. It's been really nice to work with. Here is the main color. So it's a beautiful, like, deep foresty green. There are some speckles in there. I can't see if it's showing up or not. There's one. There's some, like, speckles in there that are kind of like a purpley color, which is really exciting to come across them. It's very, very lightly speckled.
Right, it's not a high contrast speckle.
No.
Right.
And then it came with a coordinating mini as well, which is this beautiful gray color. So I could just show you the socks, right? Because that's what I've been doing. Okay, so here's what I have so far. This is them together knit up so far. I love the idea of a solid color sock.
Yes.
Love that idea. So I did a German twisted cast on, which is my cast on of choice for socks. I do my socks cuff down. 72 stitches on 9-inch circular needles. And 2.25 millimeter needles, or US 1. Yeah, US 1. I did 15 rows of 2x2 rib. And then what I ended up doing here, because again, I didn't want that row of like weird transition. So I just knit one plain row in the contrast color, and then started my sock. So it's a seamless join. You would be able to see it probably on the yeah. So this is what it would look like on the inside. If I were to do it on the outside, you would see that little like hook pearl bump kind of situation. So that prevents it if you just do one single row. The lighting's not there's a speckle. So it's fun when I come across them, like the different colors. I love the tonality of this. The sock feels really great. It reminds me a little bit of Woolens and Nosh. Because it feels more substantial, has like better structure.
And that's a 2-ply.
It's a 2-ply. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not like merino soft, but it's like a workhorse type of yarn. Yeah. It's gonna last a while. So I'm really excited. So I cast these on Friday night. I don't think I knit on them. Oh, I knit a little bit on them yesterday on the drive to Skein, and then while we were at Skein, we did a little knitting. So almost at the point where I want to mark for my heel. But yeah, it's been nice to have the socks back on the needles, and I really am enjoying the tonality of this yarn. To have like a more solid color sock.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's all. Simple.
So my next one was actually a last minute grab. I just picked it up and brought it with us yesterday. So this is, I haven't touched it in quite a while, but I needed, again, something small, portable, that I could bring with us. So in my Matterroot bag.
Great bags, by the way.
That we got. Unfortunately, we can't go this year at Maryland Sheep and Wool last year.
Maryland will be this weekend, I think,
saw they will be there this weekend. So we love their bags, and it has like a fun little... The colors got me, and then the interior fabric
those leaves.
That's what gets me.
Before you go into that project, so we are a little bit upset that we can't go to Maryland Sheep and Wool. We went last year, and there's an event that happens prior to that called Yarn Centric. It was probably one of my favorite experiences. It's very, a smaller, intimate venue. We met our good friend Aquila over at the Lefty Knitter podcast, who enabled us to get our sock machine. This year, I believe they're having Amy from La Bien-Aimée going to be there. The organizers are incredible. We're not going to show it, but they sent us a little glimpse of what the swag is going to be like this year, and it's great. So if you're in the area, you're going to Maryland Sheep and Wool, and you haven't yet looked into Yarn Centric, highly recommend it. It was very well organized, great event.
Is it on Friday this year?
I think it was the day before last year.
No, last year we only went one, right?
No, it was the day before, because we went to
Yarn Centric and Magpie, and then went to the hotel.
And then we went to the hotel, and then the next day we went to Maryland.
That's right.
Yeah, so it was the Friday. I believe it's still the Friday before. But highly recommend. Very, very jealous. If you go, tell everybody we said hello. And that's all I have to say
every
about
single
that.
person you see, just say
Every single one. Ray and
Every
Kevin
person.
said hi. Ray and Kevin said hi. Can you imagine? Like, who are these Ray and Kevin people?
All right, so I brought with us yesterday, so I had something to work on, is the Ajax hat. This is a hat I saw our friend Hope was making one.
Yeah.
She had finished one, and she was also knitting on one at her trunk show at Skein. So I decided I would like to make one. I bought the bundle that includes the Ajax hat and the Ajax mitts. This is by Baron DT Designs. And I'm using my colorway ink blot.
Oh, it's so good.
And I just made a little bit of progress on here, and I'm ready to start the cabling on it. So just literally, I feel like I got maybe 5 or 6 rows in on this yesterday. This hat is, for a DK weight, is knit on very small needles to
4
start.
or something? It looks like a 4.
No.
Imagine if I can tell the yarn size by just looking.
Hold on. Let me actually look at the pattern because I cannot.
It doesn't say it on your needles?
I can't read those. You start the ribbing on a US 2, so 2.75 millimeter, and the rest of the hat is knit on a US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter. So it is a much tighter gauge, I feel like, than I'm used to knitting a DK hat on. I feel like normally I knit on like a US 6 or 7 for those. But seeing it in person, when Hope showed her sample, she had a sample of it at Skein. It's a really stunning hat.
Stunning.
Oh, she had it on at, actually, the first time we saw it was Vogue. Vogue Knitting Live. She had it.
You're right.
She did test knitting for it. And I saw, I was like, oh, beautiful hat.
Yeah.
When it came out, I just thought that the bundle
I wish you all can see
No, you can.
the softness and like it looks like velvety
I
like
don't.
an ink blot.
Well,
Velvet.
funny
It's
thing about
so,
this.
it's so rich.
Well, here's the thing about this color. Remember, is when I talked about this last time, I was using new burners and the dye did not take the way that it typically does. So I don't have any in the shop because I need to re-dye this. I think I have it in fingering. I don't have it in DK currently. But next time, hopefully it is a little more like what I'm used to seeing out of the color when it's dyed.
It just looks really nice. It does almost look like velvet.
But, so I just briefly worked on it just yesterday while we were at Skein because I did all the driving.
I did offer, but you did great. I'm really proud of you.
I'm glad I didn't get into any car accidents or anything, so I did a fantastic job driving.
You did great. Good job.
All right, you're up.
Oh, me? Okay, and then I'm very pleased to say thank you to all of you who did push me to pick my dad's sweater back up again. I did show you, I think last time, I knit a little bit on it. You know, you do need a break from time to time on some of these projects, and I had put this on timeout for quite a while, but picking it back up again has been really, great. Like, I've been really enjoying knitting it, and I feel like it's going a lot faster now. I'm super excited for the next steps, and this is the Ivan by Veronique Avery from Brooklyn Tweed. I'm just trying to find another. The pattern is a lot of pages, which is great. Explain everything. They've got a lot of schematics and things. So this is the Ivan sweater. It is an oversized cardigan with tulip sleeves. It gives about like 10 inches of positive ease here, or more if you'd like it. And I'm knitting this out of Knit Picks Simply Wool Twist. I don't think I have a ball band, but it's 100% natural wool.
Oops. Here's a leftover skein. So it is, you get 218 yards, 100% eco wool, undyed, and they ply 2 colors together to get a marled look.
Yeah. So that's not the color that I'm using. I'm using the colorway Winkle and Wanda. Here is my skein. Very soft color. I'm currently working on the second front panel. I've gotten the back done. I've gotten one panel finished. And then here is what I've gotten done so far. So I was down there when I last showed it.
That's a ton of knitting.
Yeah. I did a lot of knitting these past 2 weeks.
Because you were off from school.
I was off from a
so
week.
There was a
Not
lot,
school, work.
Work. So there was a lot of knitting and a lot of TV viewing.
There was. So where I'm currently at now, so this is the left panel. I don't know, right panel. I'm not quite sure which one. So I knit up the panel, started shaping, doing some decreases all along the side here for the sleeve. You bind off a little bit to do some more sleeve shaping here. And then where I'm at now is I'm doing shaping for the shoulder, as well as the neck, and the top of the arm. So I'm decreasing in a couple of different places. So I had to put this down because I have to you have to count, and I have to count and pay a little bit closer attention. But once I get these decreases and stuff done, you end up knitting an additional strip for the shoulder that gets attached in the front, that gets attached around the back to the other piece that you knit on the other side. And that's just going to be this many stitches or whatever. So it's not, so now I'm to the point where this is going to start flying. So I'm going to decrease down. I'm down to 80 stitches or something on here. But I've really, really been enjoying the process again. I think it also helps that I have a fingering weight cardigan, so it grows so slowly. Luckily, the yarn has been great to work with, so it pushes me. But to see the amount of progress on this, gives me a lot more inspiration. But when this was the only thing that I was working on, it was oh my god, that's so much knitting. So I'm sure my dad is grateful to all of you who lit a fire under my dupa. I did knit a good amount of this, but
you did.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. So I have the panel to do, then I have the sleeves to do, which are gonna be sleeves are gonna end here or so.
They're about
3/4 inch sleeves.
Yeah, 3/4 inch. Or not 3/4 inch, 3/4
length. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna fly now once I get this part done, and then I'm really nervous, but I've got to seam it together. I've never seamed a sweater together, so
I have. So he'll be fine.
Yeah. Is it seamed with a mattress stitch?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's the best way, I think, to seam a sweater is mattress stitching.
Right.
I think.
Boy, everybody wants to get in touch with us today. All these text messages.
I know. What's this one?
Let's do May 25th.
Okay.
Deal.
So next up is very little progress, but I knit on it, so I'm going to show it. So this is in my Magner bag, and my Geo Gradient. I didn't make much progress. I just
can't wait for this to be done. It's so pretty.
I can't wait for it to get done either, because I'm kind of tired of talking about it. So I just... I can't even... This... Actually,
some people did comment.
It's good that we'll talk about this. So I just finished this wing, and one of the comments that actually came up quite a bit is you all were wondering if I was doing the weave and Steven for this. I did it where I can. The really interesting thing about this pattern is you have all your slip stitches in the front. Your slip stitches, though, can occur 3 stitches in. So you don't have an opportunity to do the weave and Steven except for 3 stitches. And to me, that's not secure enough.
Right.
I actually personally don't find that the weave and Steven is secure enough for my liking. So when I do that, I will typically do the weave and Steven for, let's say, 10 stitches. And then I will do a regular weave in for less than I normally would have anyways. So maybe, I don't know, 8 stitches. Because I do like to weave in quite a bit of the tail. Just, it's, probably an irrational fear of mine that my knitting is going to fall apart. So I do weave in quite a bit. But what I'm going to do is, before I move on to the next section, I'm just going to weave in these ends. So I think because I have that looming over my head, I just haven't worked on it because I don't want a whole nother section with this many ends. I could And I may weave in some of them to the I-cord, but I think I have to pick up stitches along one of these, so I just have to look at the pattern. And I have my second section here on the needles ready to go. But like I said at the beginning of the episode, I really wanted some small projects. So I feel like I've gotten some small projects out of my system, and now I'm ready to get back into something that's a little more mentally stimulating. And these colors are all colors that I dyed on a 75-25 4-ply BFL and nylon. It is Shady Pines, Ghost, Wedding Mints, and New Growth.
It honestly looks so good together.
Thanks. Yeah, I love the color palette. It's going to be stunning when it's done. I just need to finish it. That's all.
Yeah. I can't wait to see it done. I have a kit for that.
But I love this bag too, so I can't wait to put something else in it.
Yeah, true. I don't want to deal with all those ends.
I know. You're up.
Okay. My last one is a fresh cast on. That is a direct result of us organizing our leftovers. And I've been saying this, like Kevin's been working on his blanket. Are you showing that today?
Yeah.
For a little while, and it's just looked so much fun. And so we found we have a whole bunch of leftover DK yarn. So I was like, Kevin was like, "Oh, why don't you do one of those blankets?" I was like, "Okay, great. That sounds lovely." So that's what I've been doing. So this is called
Jelly Roll Blanket by Kay Jones.
Thank you so much.
Of the Bakery Bears.
The Bakery Bears. Let's see if I can pull up the pattern, because I think I have that in the blankets. Jelly Roll Blanket. Oh, it's so good. This is the Jelly Roll Blanket, like Kevin said. Easy design, easy pattern. The world is really your oyster with how you want your yarns to show.
Are you not slipping your stitches?
I'm not.
Why?
Because I'm following the pattern in the video. So we'll see how it goes. So here's what I have so far for my blanket. This is all DK yarn leftover, so I have no idea what they are. Some of them have...
I know, actually. This is Madeline Tosh. This is in my this is a Stephen West shawl. I don't know the name of it, but it's a DK weight shawl. And Pierre.
Oh.
This is Leading Men Fiber Arts. That is yarn from my Simple Shrug or Hug cardigan by Cozy Up Knits.
Yeah.
This is Nancy's Whiskey.
Whiskey's one of my favorite colors.
Which is from a Lyle cap, I think.
Yeah.
This is Yarn Ink, and this is...
Cobblestone or something like that?
This is Steampunk. Is it?
Oh,
right?
they're Steampunk?
Yep. And this is To the Max.
Yes, it is.
This is Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Yeah. So I am almost done with my one of the panels. It's just been fun. I've just been randomly pulling out yarns from my bag here. This is just all thrown together in like a big tote.
Mine needs
our shop hop tote.
I think I need to find one because my bag is full.
But like I've got some Maas of Skein's yarn in here that I'm really excited to pull out. We've got a whole bunch of different things. Here's some more Leading Men.
That's the other yarn that I used in that cardigan.
So like I said, some of them have Woolens and Nosh, but it looks like it's just a teeny bit. But that's going to be fun.
Yeah,
like who
get
cares,
a couple rows
right?
in.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm really excited. Just going to be pulling some things out. Here's some Savvy Skein.
What's that?
In a while. This one's called Boots and Spurs.
I love
Me
Boots
too.
And Spurs.
So
what is that knit? What project is that on?
I'm not sure. I think it might have. It's DK.
It's got to be a hat.
Yeah. Anyway, again, that's the fun thing also about going through some of your leftovers, especially when we were thoughtful enough to like put the bands in with some of this yarn. So we have got to maintain that. But to kind of go back and say, oh yeah, I remember this. I love that color. Kind of breathes new life. So again, Jelly Roll Blanket. There's a video embedded in the pattern that helps with joining the yarns. There's a lot of suggestions that you guys gave Kevin that I picked up on as well. Some modifications, like Kevin had asked me if I was slipping that first stitch, which is definitely a possibility. If you'd like to do that to help you pick up, and join the sides together a little bit easier. But the way that she showed it looks like it's going to make a lot of sense. So I'm just going to give it a try. Right? Who cares?
Who cares?
Who cares? It's going to be a fun blanket. I am doing me all the way. So that is, it's fun because it's, and this is DK. The pattern does have, it says that it's been updated with instructions for DK. I didn't see that, but I ended up using 20 stitches.
That's what I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For DK. So.
Right, the pattern's written for fingering and calls for 20 stitch cast on.
So I have like a little bit of a wider panel than Kevin does.
So here, and we could compare, because here's mine.
Sure.
And mine, again, is fingering
This is so good.
So, same pattern. I am following the pattern, but I'm also following some changes that Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady made to picking up stitches and all that stuff. So I am on my fourth stripe. Last time you guys saw it, I was down here. So I've done this. So this is actually a mini that I dyed that I was testing. And now this here is some Lane and Lotus that you used in a project. It's actually really nice. This is and I don't know that she's dyeing anymore. I know that a while ago she had mentioned she was taking a step back from it.
She's got some patterns, I think, now and things on her site.
And yeah, so I'm doing this on a 2.75 millimeter needle.
Oh.
I'm using double point needles to do mine. I actually wish that I hadn't started that way and maybe did mine on a fixed like 16-inch circular, just because it would make it a little bit easier, I think. But whatevs. I don't want to change now because it could change the gauge a little bit going from wood to metal. And the nice thing about this is because it's on wood, it's not slippery. So I don't have to worry about that too much. But yeah, so here, just so you guys can see, this is the bag that it's supposed to be living in. And I have a crap ton of minis. I just grab stuff. Like, this is full of minis. And I just grab from the top, add it in, and then now I have a larger Ziploc bag with empty bags in it so that we can fill them up again. But I enjoy it. I don't know what it is about it, but it is that mindless knit where sometimes I think when you don't know what you want to knit, you go and cast something on.
But it's also that creative outlet as well, like where you can play with colors and each section, like, oh, I'm done with this, and you can move on to a different color. Like, you're in full control. You're not like held down to a pattern or somebody else's instructions. So I think that's got some allure there.
And then randomly, I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go weave in some ends. And then I go and weave in some ends.
Yeah, I did that as well. So I've got those woven in already.
While I'm thinking of this, let's move my stitch marker. And I have been doing weave in, Stephen, on this one.
Me too.
And then I also go back through, and then I will add in some regular weaving in.
So as much as you wanted to move on to fixed circulars, like I'm using, I want to do DPNs. Because it's a little unwieldy. Like, now I've got to bring this over and put this underneath.
True.
I just want to go,
I got it.
I know, first world problems, and it's totally laziness in my part, but anyway, those are all of our works in progress. We've been doing quite a bit of knitting, which has been fun. A lot of really fun things. I want to knit on, and I want to cast all new things on.
I know. And then, so we'll move in just briefly with some yarn dyeing. I've added some new colors to the shop. I'm sure I've added some other stuff, but this one is called Rustic Brick.
That's great.
This one, so it's really like sometimes it looks red, sometimes it leans a little more orange.
Yeah.
This one is called Foxfire. So this one, I actually think this is darker. I feel like both are darker than what they're showing.
Yeah. I don't know if that doesn't really. This is probably
I would say this one's that's a little truer. And then we have 2 new grays.
I haven't seen these yet.
This is called Midnight Mist.
Ooh.
This one, Midnight Mist.
Love.
And this one is called Silver Moonlight.
Wow. Kev, you did great. These are nice.
Oh,
can I have these? Can you do these?
For
D and DK?
Yeah. But so here they are together. So just, I would say this, and I want to do one more that's a step up from this, like a little darker, because I already have Winter Steel, which is a step down from this. And then
so you'll have like a whole gray scale. That'll be nice.
Yeah, 4 grays.
Yeah. And
then this one is called Pine Grove. I showed this a while ago. It just took a bit to come up with the name. But this is I love this green.
Yeah, it's really nice.
This is the one that I'll dye. That I tested for our knit night at the library.
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah, so this these have been added. I want to say I've added some other stuff.
We have a lot in the shop.
Oops.
You've been very, very busy.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of yarn in there. I'm slowly now working on getting some of the fingering weight like variegated in there. I just want to see, did I add anything new?
Yeah, I like the Midnight Mist. I like them all, but I think I want 3 skeins of this. I have a project in mind, which I'll share with you all. I need 3 skeins of DK.
Oh, there's some graham cracker that's been restocked. I already said ink blot. That's on BFL. I showed Mystique last time. I have to go back and dye some more tonals. Some roasted pumpkin on Achilles DK and the Demeter DK. So Achilles has 75-25 merino nylon, and then the Demeter is just 100% superwash 4-ply. I showed Sahara Sands last time. I feel like there was a purple added, and I don't...
You have so many. So definitely check out needlesattheready.com. You'll see all of Kevin's beautiful colorways. You've been really, really busy. Really pretty, Kev.
Yeah. So that's these. Yeah, I really love this gray. Mm-hmm. I think this is a good one. This is the one that I don't know when I'll do it. Dye it on DK.
Well, soon.
Not this week. Maybe next week.
I'll do it. Please, I want to cast it on.
Then you're going to have 6 whips on the needles.
That's okay.
Okay. So that is that. Next up is, do we have any owl post? I don't believe
Yes, we do. Matter of fact.
Do we?
We sure do.
Oh, we do. Duh.
And
we just talked about this.
The third one is in the bag. So, sorry for the crinkling.
Do you know which? Oh, this bag.
Yeah. So we mentioned that we ran into our friend Adrian, who lives in the next town over, and it's been so amazing seeing her at the local events and things like that.
I think the first time we met her in person was Connecticut Sheep and Wool 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. So she was sharing with us that when she first started knitting her fiber adventures, she got a lot of fingering weight yarn, but she just doesn't care to knit with fingering weight yarn. Like we all have our thing. Like, I don't want to knit with lace yarn.
Well, I don't know if you realized this yesterday, but I thought it was really interesting having that conversation with her when we did, because we had just previously had the conversation with Nadine about like yarn stash.
Yes.
And how our tastes and the types of projects that we like to knit change. It could change from season to season or year to year, and your color palette and what you like changes. And I think that's actually part of the reason we all have yarn stashes, because we buy colors 3 years ago that may not be speaking to us this year.
Right.
But it could speak to us in 3 years.
Absolutely.
You know?
Oh, 100%. I fully agree with
So it was funny to have that conversation. And I mean, immediately had this conversation with Adrian yesterday.
So, Adrian realized that she didn't have a need for this yarn anymore, and knows how much Triscuit loves to crank out some tubes and how much we love our self-striping yarn. So she sent us two sock sets, basically. These are 50-gram skeins, matching skeins from Turtle Pearl. The colorway is Trench Coat. They are 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's a 4-ply. There's 450 yards per 100 grams. This is going to be a representation of what the stitch pattern will look like. Never used yarn from Turtle Pearl before, so I'm going to crank out a tube each of these, and then depending on if you want to hand knit those or not,
I might do shorties.
Yeah, I think that would be great. So one of them will crank into tubes, and because Triscuit really loves being in the limelight again. In addition to this, when we ran into her yesterday, she said that she found a third skein of the Turtle Pearl, same colorway. So we thought it would be great to be able to give this away to one of you. So if you're interested in getting 2 skeins of Turtle Pearl, 50-gram skeins each, to have matching socks or whatever you want to do with them, please comment down below with the word trench coat, and we'll
Yeah.
maybe I will regret that. Will people turn that into something inappropriate?
Just use trench coat.
Okay. Use the word trench coat in a comment, and we will use a random comment generator to pull a winner for next time. Remember, we will never contact you in the YouTube comments letting you know that you won, nor will we reach out via email or anything else. We want our winners to reach out to us. The only way that we will announce winners is during a podcast like this.
Yes.
Okay? There's our disclaimer. So, also, if that wasn't enough, Adrian also has dabbled in stitch markers in the past. She currently doesn't have a shop yet, but she sent over some of her stitch markers, which are so much fun. There's some beer caps in here.
This one's cute.
Wine glasses.
This is.
I think we have a theme.
What is this? A martini.
Yep, martini. Look at how fun. Look how corkscrew, like one of those old school ones.
Oh, this is a wine bottle and 2 wine glasses.
Yep. And then she has like fruity, summery type of drink here.
I did that one already.
That one's on a lobster claw. And then this is like a chalice or a wine glass. Cute. So very, very cute. She sent each of us a set of them. The kindness of this community is just outstanding, and it's just so nice to see the creativity that some people have, and warms our heart that you thought about us to share them. So thank you so much. Again, if you like that skein.
You know what's fun too? Like meeting people.
Sorry.
Not that, actually, I was going to say, not that this always happens, but again, over the years, we've got to recognize some of these names, especially when you guys leave comments or, on Instagram. So it's really nice to put a face to the Instagram handle or the, YouTube handle. It's a little easier with Instagram.
Yeah.
But so it's just always really fun.
Yeah.
So now, breaking the bank.
Breaking the bank. And we have one thing that we broke the bank with that is not related to our haul yesterday. Like I said, we are part of Woolens and Nosh mystery. I keep wanting to say mystery wheel nudge. Do you remember that from the casino? Playing those slot machines?
Yeah, that's crap. I can't think of
it's like something Flaming Sevens or something like that. This is the April Yarn Club. We are almost done with April, so we're going to show it. If you haven't gotten your skein yet, you can do what you want to do if you want to still be surprised, but I highly recommend that you watch because it's really great. So this one is called Peepers. Isn't that so good? They're like Peeps. It reminds me of Peeps, like the candy that I can't stand, but they're really pretty to look at. So, super bright springtime colorway. Again, 90% superwash. Targhee, 10% nylon. So good. She does such a good job.
That's a really good color.
Yeah. So, that was that. Okay. Now, we're moving on to our haul. You all still with us? Do you need a bathroom break?
Do you have any of Connecticut Sheep and Wool purchases over there?
Nope.
I went ham, man.
Yeah, you sure did. I did very well.
You did really well. I did not do good, guys. But
Kevin felt the burn. It's all good. It's okay. You got things. Wow, you did get a lot. Hey, that's cute. I didn't see that.
There is something, unless it's in a separate bag. This.
All right. So this is all Connecticut Sheep and Wool. Okay. So I'll go first because apparently I am crazy, guys. It's all okay. Right. You had some yarn piggery. It's all good.
So first up, this is yarn.
I'm glad it's not me. I'm really glad it's not me.
All right. This yarn was bought with a purpose, though.
Great.
So I already have a skein of this in stash, and I saw that this company, I think it's actually downstairs to get pictures taken to go in stash. But this yarn was on sale, so who could say no? And I'm going to make
not just sale; it was in a clearance bin.
Right, it was in a clearance bin. Yeah, it was in a clearance thing. And so since I already had a skein at home, and again, sometimes we buy single skeins and we have no idea what we're going to do, and then you're like, well, I only have one skein, so I bought some more. This is from 7th Floor Yarn, who love their base. This is their DK Tweed. It's 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon Donegal, and this is the colorway Whispering Wheat. So I bought 3 skeins of this, and I am going to turn it into a Paris Toujours because I loved knitting that.
I did.
Do you know the first one I knit? We were watching that the documentary on that hotel where the girl went missing and she was like in the
water tower?
Yeah. So got this, and now I can add it to the other one, and I actually have enough to do something that's not a DK weight hat.
No, it's a great choice. Their yarn is beautiful.
Yeah, and then it also got a little thank you stitch marker, which is the little skein. Cute.
Very cute.
So 7th Floor Yarn, check them out. They have some really beautiful bases. There too that are not the tweed. Their tweed base is really nice, and we see them quite a bit, especially locally, like New England, here, and I want to say someplace else. We've seen them at a different event, but very sweet too when we've seen them.
They're the sirens.
So that's that first purchase.
And also they have some really cool kits too, with like a sock set as well as like a little sock sack that comes with it, which is really fun. I had to avert my eyes, so I looked quickly at them, so I didn't pull them out and see exactly which ones they have, but they have really nice things. Yeah. All right, next up we had stopped at
well, this is in order of where we stopped.
No, I don't know, I'm making things up. So I want to talk about this. This is our friends over at Silver Key Stitches. Joanna has started creating some patterns, and she had 2 patterns that are brand new for her, which I loved, and they had a sample. They are the most amazing people. We've seen them locally as well.
The funny thing about them, I will never forget meeting them for the first time, because I think it was Connecticut. Was it Connecticut? No. Or was it New England? Either way. And I don't remember.
I think it was.
I feel like it was New
Connecticut.
England.
It was Connecticut Sheep and Wool 2 years ago. And this is, we love people who have our sense of humor.
I can't remember her friend's name. Crap. The one who works her booth.
Oh my God.
So either way, we walked into the booth and apparently, like, I have my phone in my pocket and the flashlight was on, and she had to try to tell me that, like, I was lit up in that
your groin area,
and it was really
just hysterical how it happened. And I will never forget it, and it's one of my funny, just a really funny moment. Yeah.
So.
That's good, because I don't want to show. It doesn't give anything away, but this is the temporal shift shawl, or temporal shift shawl. I'm not sure how they pronounce it. By Joanna Landgreb. I'm so bad with pronunciations. So it's a beautiful triangular shaped shawl with texture, and the
texture was stunning.
It's not cabling. It's all the way that you manipulate your stitches. But the rows and, like, the texture, like, they kind of, like, go into each other, and there's, like, a really, really neat design element there. And the more you look at it, I was saying yesterday, the more, like, intricate it looked. So I thought that would be a really amazing DK weight shawl to do a sample in Kevin's yarn, which is why I was looking at the Midnight Mist.
Yeah, so we were thinking of that. That's the one I was thinking of. Ray hadn't seen the colorway until today.
No, it's going to be perfect. So it's a really, really well-written pattern with charts as well as written instructions, talking about different cast-ons and some tutorials and things like that. So we'll have that link down below. She had a second pattern that was there as well.
And that pattern's called the French Quarter Cowl.
Yes.
And it was inspired by the metalwork in New Orleans.
Yeah, the ironwork, yeah.
So here is that cowl. So she had a sample again. Really, really stunning. And each pattern is... So the cowl is an $8 pattern. The shawl is a $10. The shawl is 3 skeins.
Yes,
of DK weight.
We do... Once I start casting on this project, we did speak with them, and they want to donate a pattern. They want to donate this pattern to somebody as
awesome.
well.
I missed that part.
So not yet, but if you're interested in this, go ahead right away and start casting it on and doing whatever. But I thought it would be fun when I cast this on to do, like, a little informal knit along for anybody else who might be interested in doing that. But we'll also give away the pattern at the same time so that somebody can get a free copy of the pattern, and if they're interested in knitting along with me, that would be good. So as we're all just waiting on Kevin to dye the yarn, so it all falls down to Kevin. So please send all your messages to Kevin. Hurry up and dye that yarn. So
you're rude.
I can cast that on.
Go downstairs.
So I purchased the pattern from Silver Key Stitches. We love them.
All right. So next up for me, we'll go with a purchase that I made at Shorty. I decided that I really had no intention of buying yarn.
Their booth is amazing.
She has so much yarn and fiber.
Amazing.
Ton. And she goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Chicago last week, Connecticut this week, Maryland next week, like up and down everywhere. But I really wanted to buy some fiber and not buy yarn. I really only bought the 7th floor yarn because I was like, I only have the one skein. Let's get enough to do something with it. So I bought some fiber here. And 2 years ago, I bought some yarn from her that I used in, like, a shawl that my mom asked me to, a dotted raise my mom asked me to make for, I don't know, their physical therapist.
Yeah.
So the first one I got, this is 100% Polworth. And this color, is this a color?
So pretty.
No. No color. That's okay. That's actually really nice. So just some blues and grays. And looking at this all, I could actually use all of this
You
together
certainly
now.
can.
Next up is another 100% Palworth. And then the last one I got is 20% yak, 20% silk, and 60% Palworth.
It's beautiful.
Look at, right? These three could all do something fun together, I think, if I could figure out how to do something.
Yeah, but this one this one's a little different.
Yeah, it's a different base.
They feel so soft
They
when
do.
it's like that.
They are really soft.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually very noise canceling too.
Okay.
So if you don't want noise canceling headphones, just buy yourself
A bat of yarn.
Yeah,
Your
and put it
fiber.
up to your-
Yeah, perfect. Great.
So that was my purchase from Stiches. There was so many stunning colors.
Yeah. We also saw Katrinkles there, and sorry. Got oh, you got a cute little sticker.
I know, I'm going to put it on here. So this is my project binder.
Yeah.
So I got a sticker from
This is
Katrinkles.
really cute.
I understand.
You're not supposed to understand. So that's a really fun sticker.
Yeah, so we'll put that up here
Rock
in
and
front.
We each got a set of like repair tools, kind of. So there's a little repair hook, crochet hook type of thing. There's a ruler, and then like a, not sure what you do with that one, but it's fun.
It's a darning
tool. Darning needle. Sure. Then we also thought that this was really cool, but they only had the one left. It's
I know.
acrylic. It's a stitch marker.
It's a 1 inch.
But it's a 1-inch ruler. So, like, you have your, like, as you're moving along your project, you have a little, like, ruler. I thought that was really fun. They have really fun things. We also got a crochet hook gauge, which I had never seen before.
Me neither. And I
So
thought that
that's
was,
super fun.
yeah.
And it has both the letter sizes for US as well as the metric. So that's cool.
Which will actually make sense in a second, too.
Yes. And then we got a wraps per inch tool, or a yarn weight tool. So the idea, if you don't know, the idea with this one is you can certainly wrap the yarn around this, and then based on how much space it takes up, how many wraps there are per this little inch block, will tell you what the weight of the yarn is. But you could also lay the yarn in those little grooves there. They're all different sizes. And it'll tell you what weight that yarn is.
And really the
It'll
inspiration.
fit into that little thing. It is because we had no idea.
Yeah, we have a lot of yarn in our... And this is probably I don't know the majority of it, but we have a lot of yarn that we don't have the yarn bands for. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know if this is like DK, if it's worsted, is this a fingering or a sport? So just something to help guide us as we try to start working through that.
And do you know what I personally figured out yesterday? Not figured it out. Kevin explained to me, which I think makes my life so much easier, and I can't wait to go through my like Notions box to put all of these things together, because we have a few other kinds of similar tools from Katrinkles.
Yeah.
And they all have those individual little like things on them, but you put them all on one. Like,
I can't believe, like,
what is wrong with me?
I don't know.
So I want to put them all on one. Now we have them all together instead of all in a million different places. Like, simplest thing made so much sense to me yesterday. All the light bulbs like completely lit up, and I'm sure you all are screaming at me like, "Duh, Ray!" But having them all on one spot, like, how cool is that? It's like a Swiss Army knife.
All right, and then next up, one of the other booths that we stopped is at Plies and Hellhound, which, if you don't know, Plies and Hellhound used to go by the name Once Upon a Corgi.
Yep.
That is one of the very first indie yarn dyers that we came across. We came across her at Knit New Haven probably back in 2019. They did a trunk show. And that's where you bought your yarn for your favorite socket slouch, which we determined was called Death.
Yes.
On her Marie Cutie base.
Yeah.
But we always love stopping at her booth. Last time I got like a skein of her tweed yarn.
I love her aesthetic, like how she dyed, and then
darker colors, darker, moodier colors, which is always nice to see.
Works with Coriadale, which is a really like beautiful base, and it, like Kevin said, I've got my favorite sockhead slouch that I wear constantly. Like I'm not even kidding. Middle of the winter, springtime, whatever. It's my go-to hat, and it's held up very, very well, I think.
Excuse me.
Sorry that my story is boring.
No, we did a lot yesterday. I'm still quite tired from that.
Same. I feel a little hungover, to be honest. But
I was going to say that this morning.
Not a drop of alcohol.
No alcohol, but I felt like I had a hangover.
I know. Hangover.
So I did buy some fiber from her as well. This is actually my first fiber purchase of the day.
It was.
Katrinkles
was actually our first purchase of the day.
It was.
We broke the seal with Katrinkles.
What we do is we like to do a lap and then check everything out and then make some decisions.
Yes.
And Ray was like, "Oh, you broke the rule. You're buying from Katrinkles." And I said, "Well, nobody else has the stuff that Katrinkles has, so I know I'm not going to buy it anywhere else."
He always has an answer for things.
I do. So this is called Moonlit Path, and it is on. It's 100 grams, and this is on Falkland.
Fun.
And this
I
is
love the
a nice departure from the blues and grays that I bought from Sister Cat.
Yeah, great job, Kev. Great choice. So then
we both bought one of these.
She had a section for like mystery packages, kind of. So it said like, what's the color? Who knows? What's the base? Who cares? It's just like it comes in a little bag like this. We thought it would be fun to get them and open them up on the podcast and see what we get. We might get the same one. We may get something different.
Let's see. Mine's actually it's funny. I'm going to be really interested to see the name of it.
I didn't even look at mine. You looked at yours already?
When I opened it, I saw a little bit of the color.
Oh. 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, I was looking at that base.
But I was thinking,
totally. Oh my god.
Right, kind of similar in tone. This is the Folklore Club. And I remember looking at this too. I don't know how to say this. But it's BFL, silk, and cashmere. So 70% superwash BFL, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. It is a
I was looking at this base. It felt so gorgeous in the booth.
438 yards for 100 grams. And this is the name. Don't know.
This one is on her 80% superwash BFL, 20% nylon, the Audrey base. It's fingering weight, 100 grams, 400 yards. The colorway is Ephemera?
Inferium? Right? Ephemera?
Ephemera?
I'm going to go Ephemera.
There's the color. There's the name. It's so beautiful. It's a very
I bet.
Oh, look how tonal. Beautiful.
That would be a really nice new. I was going to say that could be a really nice neutral sock head.
Yeah. Oh, good point.
But I feel like
fun.
I actually feel like that would be really good in a fingering weight shawl though, as a nice neutral to go with some other colors.
It would definitely be a pop, like a contrast.
I would go shawl with that for sure. This I think would make a good hat.
This with the BFL.
You could do socks too, but you would.
No, I could, but I was thinking it might pair nicely with some of the BFL that we have from Les Garçons, and they always have some darker, richer tones.
Yeah,
that might look nice together with this. Mm-hmm. Great. So how fun! We just thought it would be really cool. You never know what you're gonna buy, right, or what you're gonna get, and let the yarn kind of speak to us when we open it.
So, last purchase.
Plies and Health.
Yeah, and her name is Gabby.
Yes, Gabby.
Very nice. We actually saw her. She vended at Yarn Centric last year.
She did.
That's where I got that's where I bought the. It's right here. I bought this tweed yarn from her last year at Yarn Centric. All right, so this next thing is we're both kind of.
We were in awe, and I'm so excited about this.
And we did enable Nadine.
Yeah.
So
hopefully we can enable you all too.
We can. I actually checked the website today.
They had pulled them off the website for the show. I'm not sure if they're back on yet.
All right, so we were at... No, it's not
yet. Okay.
All right, but... All right. This, I thought... I don't know, y'all.
Yeah, so we were walking by this booth. We saw crochet hooks. They looked like fancy crochet hooks. We're like, oh, that's cool. Let's go take a look. When we walked into the booth, there were a ton of like beautiful handmade pens, like with the handles. They had a couple of different things, seam rippers, all these different things. We ended up touching base with one of the people that were in there to talk about, you know, what they were showing, and we saw these crochet hooks, and the handles were absolutely gorgeous. And come to find out, they were interchangeable crochet hooks, which we've heard the concept before, and I've seen some of these, I guess, you know, before. But here, this is from New England Northeast Woodworks with a Z. So we'll have this link down below. They do handcrafted pens, sewing notions, and other unique lathe-turned things. So this is all like turned wood, you know, like that turned thing. So they're on Instagram and Facebook as well. They have a really cool story. It's a daddy-daughter team. When the daughter was 10 years old, she asked her dad if they can go to a trip to Disney. And her father said something like, well, if you can find a way for us to pay for that, we can go. And she started making these pens. Took them to a craft fair. People loved them. They bought them. And then it's since expanded from there. And she created these products. We were, no pun intended, hooked on these hooks.
Such a dork. I can't stand you.
I love it. So, anyway, enough said. We ended up buying the entire set because it was just beautiful, and 2 handles. And I'll show you. This is the beautiful handles. They're so smooth, so comfortable. And the really cool thing is that the hook lives inside the handle. We got to try them out. She had yarn there. The hooks are beautifully made. It's an inline hook, if you can see, which means it catches the yarn really nicely.
Yeah, and just compared to the one that came with the Woobles, like you can see a little bit of the difference between the hooks. Mm-hmm. And there's definitely some weight to this. So I weighed this one, right? So this Woobles hook is, we'll say 14 grams, right? This one is 35.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but very well balanced, and it feels very comfortable in the hand. And remember if you've been watching, I have said in the past that sometimes crochet hooks, the way that I hold them, because I hold them like this to crochet, that they can dig into my hand and feel a little bit uncomfortable. This is so smooth. Like, I have no problem with that whatsoever. The hooks, the size is printed right on them, which is so great. And they're so easy to come out and then to put back on. So she says,
don't twist.
Don't twist. You want to just pull straight out and push straight in. And they're very secure in here. Yeah. No issues whatsoever. Like I said, super smooth to use. I can't believe that. Like,
it's a beautiful finish.
You all have no idea. Like, we kept talking about these. Like, when we went to Skein, we even brought them into Skein because the beauty of the handle and how great the hooks were to use, we couldn't believe it. And I think that they're very affordable. So I'll share with you, we got so the handle as well as the entire set of hooks. It goes from a C, I believe, all the way up to a K.
Which is, where's your Katrinkles thing? So we know what, it does not have the millimeter size on it.
Right.
So that was one of the reasons we were like, oh, we should, because millimeter, some of the letters have multiple sizes that it could be.
So I learned crochet using millimeters, so I don't really know off the top of my head what letter size things are. You said it goes to a K?
It's a C to a K.
So C, so it goes from a 2.75 millimeter all the way up to 10.5 millimeter.
Okay.
So you get this whole like size range right over here. Anyway, can't say enough about this. I am so excited to start a project.
Yeah, I think they are packaged well.
Yes.
They were really nice to use. I thought it was great that they had the ability to test them out. And I also appreciated that anytime you picked up a different handle, she asked you to try that out because all the handles are slightly different.
Because they're all handmade.
The way, in the way that they have the like indentation here, the shaping of it.
Yeah.
So they really wanted.
This one does have the millimeter size close to it.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
See, this one doesn't. This says H in 8.
Oh.
Where an H is a 5 millimeter.
This says 8 as well.
But I thought that was really smart to suggest using it each handle. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know how you would do that, obviously ordering online, but none of the handles that I picked up felt uncomfortable.
No, they all felt very similar in feel. There were also some regular wooden ones, which was also very comfortable as well. Mm-hmm. They were smooth wood, but not with this shiny, gorgeous. Look how gorgeous. So affordability. So just to be, want to be transparent. The whole set,
which included one handle.
Yeah, so one handle and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hooks was $100. I thought that was very affordable. And it comes in this beautiful case. Like I said, handmade. The company was it's like so cool. But if you look at a regular set of crochet hooks, that's like cheaper than some of these, like if you get the Clover ones or whatever, or the ones that I like, the Amore.
Aren't those Clover?
Yeah, the Clover Amores. Those are, I think, over $100 or close
really?
Or close to it.
Okay.
80 to $100. So I think for something like this, I can't explain to you like how excited we
were just
are.
very impressed when we were there. I'm going to use it I'll try that second wobble rather. And guys, let's just talk about weird coincidences. So we could buy this yesterday. I go to Ray today. I'm on, scrolling through the Facebook. And one of the groups I'm in, it's a Discovery of Witches yarn club thingamajigger, where people just talk about knitting and Discovery of Witches. Somebody literally just got this set for Mother's Day.
I know.
I had never heard of this company before.
Yeah, no, me neither.
They actually, and then I see it that somebody posted in the group on Facebook that they just got this set. So if you are,
we looked on Instagram. They've got a couple hundred subscribers. I don't know how well known they are. We've never seen them before.
I don't recall seeing them, or if we did, I don't know that we stopped in the booth. But it was their display actually caught me. They had their banners, showing their hand turned pens and crochet hooks. So we walked in, and then using it. And her enthusiasm too for the product,
because it's her product, right? Like she creates these things, so it's again one of the reasons why we love going to these events is being able to talk to, the vendors and hear their stories. You're right, she was not pushy in the slightest. You could tell that she took a lot of pride in her craft.
Yeah,
and again wanted us to try every single one before we bought it.
If you are a crocheter, even if you just buy...
you can buy them all separate. You can buy everything separate.
A handle and one hook. I would highly recommend giving these
give it a try. Yeah. So anyway, that's enough. We're not sponsored or anything like that. Obviously, we paid for this, but we were so excited to be able to...
we showed everybody... I was like, are you a crocheter?
I know.
And if they said yes, I was like, look what we just got. Go check it out. In this barn. That one over there.
Yeah.
Go. And then it was funny... So Nadine, when we met up with her yesterday, she had just finished, or she had on a crocheted shawl. which remind me of that in a second. And I pulled out. I was like, "No, Nadine, here are these. Blah blah blah. Go check out their booth." So she sent us a message. She's like, "Guys, I bought a set of the crochet hooks."
Yeah.
So, speaking of crochet shawls, I don't know the name of it, but I highly recommend going to watch Wool Needle Hands. Nope. Wool and Wishes on
Wool
YouTube.
and Wishes. I want to meet them so bad. I feel like we would be fast friends.
I know. They need to come to the States, or we need to go.
Can we just go over there? I would love to go over there.
I'm going to pull up the podcast. So I didn't finish it, but one of them was knitting, or crocheting rather, a shawl. And I thought it was freaking stunning.
Me too.
It is. Let's see if there's show notes.
I think it was the yarn too. It was like that planned pooling yarn.
All right. It wasn't Kirsty. It was... Who did it? It's not this. All right. So Tracy... Stupid YouTube ads. I think this is it. Moonlit Scarf? Yes. No. This is the pattern. So it is...
Oh, but her version is stunning.
Yeah, so this is a crocheted scarf. It's called the Moonlit Shawl. And Tracy knit one. I mean, here, let's just look at this one.
Does Tracy use Ravelry? I'm one to talk because I don't, but...
Hers is absolutely stunning.
You know what? While you're talking, maybe I'll pull up their last episode, just because it's so good. Unless she posted on Instagram. Do you think they posted on Instagram?
It's in their the picture for the video.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have that up here.
Oh yeah.
I can't show it. Videos.
Why can't you show it?
There. Like her
Look
color.
at that.
Look at this one, right? So that's Tracy. This is the shawl. Crocheted. It is absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it was really cool to see.
I was blown away when I saw this, and it makes me want to crochet it. So I may.
Know. Do you think we would be friends with them?
Absolutely.
Do you guys want to be our friend?
Absolutely.
I hope so. One more thing about this is that the little end of it, they make. She makes like little stands for the crochet hook too, like a pen stand, so it'll sit like this.
I even
we
saw
didn't get them, but
they had it. She had it on like a necklace.
I did.
She had some that were attached to a necklace or something like that. So check them out. Again, this is New England Northeast Woodworks.
Is it New England or Northeast?
No,
I think it's
Northeast Woodworks. So definitely go check them out. And here is the website, newoodworkswithaz.com.
Perfect.
So that was that. Last up,
you'll see some crochet in our future.
Yes. We went to...
Oh my gosh, we're not done?
No. So we'll probably skip like book and TV talk this week.
I've been listening to a great book though. Okay, that's fine.
So we went to Skein. I'm going to go with one purchase because this was the last purchase of the evening. So when our nephew was here, we brought down this book, The Star Wars Knitting the Galaxy, and asked if there was anything from here that he would like. He chose this, Yoda, and this Porg. And also a Stormtrooper hat, but there isn't one in the... This is...
Oh, right.
It's not in this book.
The Clone Troopers.
So, I was going to buy yarn online, but I couldn't find the yarn for Yoda, because the pattern recommends... I want to see. I was just going to try to really follow the patterns and buy the yarn that they recommend. It was Plymouth Yarn Galway Worsted for Pocket Yoda. So that one's right. Did I get the right yarn for... Oh, worsted. Plymouth Yarn Galway Worsted for the
You did not make a mistake.
So
Big surprise.
Went to a website that had carried that yarn line, but they were no longer making the green. And when we were at Skein, I happened to look down and saw this acrylic yarn that's worsted, and really thought it was going to work well for those two, actually all three things that he had asked for. Ooh. So I got this worsted yarn. It is Uptown Worsted by Universal yarn. This is worsted weight, anti-pilling.
It's so soft.
And here's the colors for Yoda. So this is olive. Yes, olive. This is chocolate brown. And then this is acorn. That's a weird acorn color. Well, whatever. Acorn. And then for the porg, I'm also going to use chocolate.
Yes. White.
Yeah, white. And
that's gonna be the feet.
Yeah, and pumpkin. Is this really called white? White glow. So this will be the porg. And then Stormtrooper hat.
Perfect. The cool thing about this yarn, it's the affordability. Did you talk about that?
$7.
$7 a skein. And it's one of the things that we really enjoy about Skein Yarn Shop too, is that they carry a wide variety of yarns at all price points, all bases. You know, this is 100% acrylic. They carry Fua. They, not Fua.
Yeah, they did have Fua. They have Mudrake. They have some Le Garçon.
Yeah.
They have Lang, Barocco,
Hedgehog.
Great.
Great
Hugh Loco
selection. Yeah.
So I'm going to do porg and pocket Yoda.
Yes.
And then I already found the pattern for the hat on Ravelry. So that was for Dominic. It could not have worked out better, though, to get it there. They really had all those colors. And
we had already kind of got our...
We had checked out already.
Yeah, and then we decided to check out some more. I also did very well here.
I did not, apparently. I don't know what was in the water yesterday. But apparently whatever it was had my name all over
Those are cute.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Is this the only one I got?
Yeah.
Wow, good for me.
All right, so I guess I did more damage at Skein.
I only got 2 things.
So my first purchase was this. I couldn't stop staring at it. We were talking with Lori. So Ray and I were just chatting with Lori, and I kept glancing up at this. And a bag next to it. Lo and behold, it's the same bag, just one flipped inside out. And they show these quite a bit. These are Bink Waffle dumpling bags. And this is the camper one.
It's so cute.
So, you pull the handle through here. But it's also fully reversible. So the other bag I was looking at, I go to Lori, I was like, oh, I can't choose. And she goes, oh, you don't have to because it's the same
reversible, right?
It's reversible. It's the same fabric. Or you can use it this way.
Very cool.
Right? Very well made. I wonder how you'd make it reversible. Like, how do you hide your seams so well?
Well, that's just talent. And affordable. Oh, what's this? A little patch or something?
Oh, maybe.
Huh.
Oh, probably from here. Yeah.
Oh.
So that was one of my purchases. And then, us, Fox and Pine.
I love some Fox summary and Pine.
Needle stoppers.
I got some stitch stoppers as well.
So I got the lemon. Those are adorable, the lemons.
They're adorable.
It needs to go on. I'm going to take them out now. It needs to go on my blanket.
Cute.
Yeah. So these are great for that.
Look at the ones I got. They're cactuses. Cacti. How cute. They're 2 potted cacti. I can't even. I'm obsessed. Obsessed. And I do use these on every single one of my projects.
He really does. I'm getting better at doing it. I don't have nearly as many as he does.
Whatever my mood is, it's, if I feel like I'm a little prickly that day, I'm going to throw some cacti on the ends of my needles.
And then my last purchase, this was something, and I've looked at this every single time we were at Skein. And finally I bit the bullet, and I got 2 of them to make a sweater. This is the Noro Yukata. Yukata? I don't even know what colorway. But this is a 50% silk, 25% wool, and 25% polyamide. And I just loved these colors. I know it's so super neutral. I really enjoy the way that they
you do have
blended.
I mean, this is more like a peachy orange kind of thing.
So I'm thinking I got two. It's going to be a sweater. It's a sport weight. So I just got to find a sport weight, and it could be summer because it's majority of it is silk and
be great.
Silk and polyamide. Mm-hmm. It is color 23. But every time we've gone, I've picked this up, and every time we've gone, I put it down. And then yesterday I said, "You're coming home with me."
Yes.
And it came home with me.
Yes.
So that was all my purchases.
Okay, I have one more. One of the things that Lori brought into the shop for local yarn shop day was this really cool combo from Emma's Yarn. It is their super silky 2-color combo, and she had some really beautiful colors. We got there about 2 o'clock, so we missed the majority of the colors. It just went like hotcakes. I was really looking for some tonals. They had one tonal set left, and I loved it. And this is on their super silky bundle. So it is 80% superwash merino and 20% silk, about 400 yards, 100 grams each. And these are the colors that I got together. So this is called Silver Lining. No, this is called Stiletto.
No, I would think Silver Lining.
Silver Lining, and then this is called Stiletto.
I think.
So this is coming off on screen as like very bright, but it's not. It's definitely not highlighter like that at all.
I will say,
our lighting's a little weird today.
No, reds are the toughest color to capture.
Yeah.
It's very hard to capture that color in pictures. Like I always actually feel very nervous putting yarn on the site that is a red or an orange because I don't know if I'm capturing it well enough.
Yeah, it's not capturing this at all. This is much more muted. Much more muted.
Yeah,
than
it's
what you're
not
seeing.
that bright.
It's not bright. It's actually not bright at all. It's very. I don't even know. That's bizarre. But I wish I could show it. It's. I wonder if I take a picture of it, would it be the same?
It's going to be the same
and then show you the pic. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's going to be the same. Interesting.
Yeah,
so
it's quite a hard color to capture.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like a muted, soft red, and the gray is fine, silver. But oh, bummer.
And you're going to do the Casapinkka shawl that they.
I will, and I don't know the name of the pattern. You got a free pattern with the purchase of this Emma's Yarn. I'll have to go to their Instagram here. Because they posted LYS Day here.
Oh, and you also purchased another skein that will be coming at a later date.
I did. So Hope from Hope Made Yarn Co. did a local yarn shop day colorway specific for them. They of course sold out of that. So I ended up placing a pre-order for that because Hope was kind enough to take pre-orders for that. They had a whole. It wasn't a reel. It was a post.
Yeah. So
anyway, I'm sorry. I don't know where the post went to. Oh, is this it?
Where's the pattern?
I don't know. I thought it was in the post.
No, I'm saying your pattern.
It was in that your bag.
No, there was no pattern in here.
Yeah, there was a code in there. It was on a little piece of paper.
Oh, here it is.
Does it have the name of the pattern? No. So I don't know the name of the pattern. It'll be a mystery.
Once you start working on it, then they'll know. But that's really everything that we bought. We had a lovely day yesterday.
It was so good yesterday.
So if we had a chance to, I wish I knew her name. We also ran into somebody who had a single skein shawl on, knit out of my colorway rhubarb. So that was really fun to see in person. That's a really popular color. I do see that one quite a bit. So it's always fun to see what people make with it. But yeah, it's just, we enjoyed this, and you will definitely see us. We are traveling a bunch this summer to events, some trunk shows maybe, and some other fiber events. We'll be at something every month between July and November. So that busy season will be certainly picking up.
Oh, for sure. We definitely have... Oh, here. Exclusive LYS colorway. Well, I don't know. I feel like it was there yesterday.
But...
I'll have to reach out to Lori.
Next time they post a podcast, just watch their podcast, because I'm sure that Justine and Lori will talk about it.
I'm sure they will.
So I think that's everything. I'm hungry, so we're going to skip.
Same.
It's past lunchtime. We'll skip the books and TV talk.
Sure.
We'll save that for next time, because next time shouldn't be as long. And in the meantime, we hope that... Well, first, thanks for sticking around, because we're over 2 hours. And it's been a while since we've done over a 2 hour, I think. In the meantime, we hope that you guys have a good 2 weeks, and we will see you guys in a fortnight.
Bye.